Hello, I am here to drop in with all of you who are taking part in the 40-day Own Your Fire Panchakarma that we're doing here as a community at Broad Coven to transform our lives by showing up and taking accountability, tending to our inner fire, tending toward what needs to be released, what needs purification, tending to how we need to fill our cup so we can better serve others and have the energy that we need to bring forward our gifts into the world. I have so much I want to bring in on this video, but this is really just to get you set up for our next 10-day cycle that kicks off tomorrow on Thursday, okay? 5:05 on the clock. When I said that, it's going to be a time of swift change. I think some of the changes that you'll experience going through this are really going to take you by surprise. And I have been waiting for a totem medicine to come through for this particular Panchakarma. I always have a totem medicine come through. And yes, I do have Comanche ancestry. And so I do work a lot with the medicines of my ancestors. And I really had one finally come in today. And it's one of those things you can't force it, okay? It can't be forced. I can't like go and pull a card to get our totem for this journey. It always arrives, and it arose today as I was doing some meditating. I was outside, I was staring at the clouds, and Seahorse came in, and it's just so potent. It was such a potent download. I really feel it's a collective download around this Seahorse totem, and it was also coming in very strongly in connection with Celtic lineage, actually lineages all over the globe. You know, there was Chinese cultural piece that came in with Seahorse. There was just so many different associations, and it was a pretty big download. So I don't want to go into the meaning and significance of the Seahorse totem on this particular video. I'm actually going to make it a weird way collective read, okay? And I'll probably be diving into that in the wee hours tonight, because that's when I really want to roll with something like that. It was just a big download, so I want to create the proper space for it, and I want to keep this video very focused, but I just wanted to introduce that to your consciousness right now, okay? This Seahorse totem, and just for you to lean into the energy of it yourself. Start to really get in touch with your internal promptings. You know, what is Seahorse speaking to you? And then tune into that video that I'll be doing, the weird way read that will be coming up later. And yeah, I'm just really excited to bring this piece in. Oh, and for those that are going through the 13 moon initiation into the heart of fairy, I highly recommend you tune into it too. In fact, I might make it a reading that is specifically directed towards those on the weird way, all right? But I'm giving you the note in this Panchakarma video because I really want you to tune in. It came in right before Panchakarma, the day before Panchakarma. That's usually when the totem medicine comes in, and it came in so strong, okay? So we're going to dive into it. This video, however, is about really getting you set up for starting tomorrow. And what you're going into tomorrow for the next 10 days is going to be as close to a Panchakarma experience as you can get doing it home, you know, not going to some kind of Ayurvedic treatment center, okay? So I'm really going to bring in all the different layers of those 5 methods of purification, which is what Panchakarma means. It means 5 actions, okay? Karma is action. That's what karma means, all right? And every action has a reverberation, right? We know this, our actions produce results. And so these are 5 actions that are designed to purify the body, mind, body, spirit. Okay. And I really view Panchakarma as a road opener. Whatever obstacles are in the way, they tend to get cleared with the Panchakarma. A Panchakarma is a deep dive, okay? It's a real deep dive. It's really doing some intensive focus on clearing work. It's about putting down the bags, It's about purifying yourself of all the residual effects, all the heavy energy, everything that's blocking the truest expression of your soul, all right? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when you come out the other end of this 40-day journey that we are on, your life is not going to look the same as when you started down this road. It's going to look completely different. So let's dive in to the specifics, what you will be doing over these next 10 days so you can start to really get yourself prepared. Be ready to dive into it. You've already been starting to set things in motion. We've introduced some things over this last 10-day cycle. If you're here, if you're tuning in, you have already made it, through that first 10-day cycle. So congratulations, love that you're showing up and you're taking part of this. And I really appreciate you bringing your voices and your experiences in. And if you think somebody else can benefit from it, pass it along. This is always going to stay up. You all are going with it in lifetime with me, and that's great. But this will continue to be a resource here on Broad Coven. People can always go back and watch the videos from, start to finish, be guided through this journey. They can drop on at any point, years later, and they can ask me a question. I will be there to answer it. So I'm really excited to get this going. And to those of you who are going through it with me right now in lifetime, this is awesome. You're part of laying the foundation of this gift being here for, future people to discover and go through their own healing process and find the community and the understanding and the connection through what they hear from you sharing your experience. So I encourage you, bring your experience forward. That's another kind of purification is, bringing yourself forward, allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be witnessed, and sharing your authentic experience. So very excited to dive into this. So you're going to have your morning dinacharya, your morning routine. You're going to have your evening dinacharya, your evening routine. This doesn't change, except now you're going to kind of add some elements that you weren't necessarily doing before. And then your self-care Sunday this week coming up is going to be, it's going to be a lot more involved. It's going to be a lot more intensive. And there are specific techniques that I'm going to give you because these are the techniques that are actually going to get your body detoxified. So what I'm going to tell you now is just what you should really have on hand and what you should be prepared to do as we dive into this. And it's okay too, if you feel like, I need a couple of days to get everything together and kind of get my head in the right mind space to dive into this, that's cool, okay? This is your experience. You can have your Panchakarma be 40 days. You can have it be 50 days. I've done Panchakarmas where I went 60 days, okay? When you get in the flow of it, when you really get in the rhythm of this and you feel the way it benefits you, it just becomes this natural extension. I'll be honest, I've kind of I've sort of lost my rhythm with this for a bit now because I've been so focused on my work and what I'm building in my life that I just kind of I went into an old pitta imbalanced mode where it's too much work, and not that balance of rest and rejuvenation and nurturing and relaxation. And I've really been redressing that balance. And So this is like me holding my feet to the fire and like, get back on it, get back on it. And I already feel such a huge shift. It always amazes me. I already feel a huge shift. Haven't even gotten into the real like deep dive with Panchakarma yet. So I'm really excited to get this week going. Okay, I really am. I'm very excited to get this week going with all of you. Our weeks are 10 days around here. Okay. But we don't do things the conventional way. We're willing to think outside the box. And I feel like that kind of energy is really going to be coming in with this Panchakarma. There's always like, I think it's sort of going to be like a template for, there's always a way through. This is like the phrase that's coming forward in my mind. There's always the way through. You may think that, you have a lot of obstacles in your path or a lot of challenges. Maybe those things seem insurmountable. You may be at a place in your life where you don't know the way through, but I'll tell you, part of that seahorse medicine is about guiding you, through and helping you look for innovative solutions to what you're dealing with. And the same will apply as you integrate, your Panchakarma in your day-to-day life, because that's what's different about a self-care Panchakarma in comparison to going to receive Panchakarma. To receive Panchakarma, you just kind of, everything just lets go. You're sequestered away from the rest of the world. You're receiving all the care. You don't have to lift a finger, and you can kind of check out from life and just focus on that deep dive for a bit. But a self-care Panchakarma is different. You're still going to be, focusing on your work and your day-to-day things you have to do, the errands you have to run, all of that, So this is about how do we create this kind of level of transformational change and come into alignment with spirit, but we bring it into the marketplace. So we're able to have this balance, this grace, this flow, even when we go about our day-to-day busyness. And you're going to find how to do that. The morning and the evening Dinacharyas are just these wonderful landing points where you can really bring this intensive focus to what you are doing. And it will set the template. It'll set the template for the rest of your day. From there, you just enter the flow. So I want you to really think about that when you're dropping in the morning and you're doing your morning Dinacharya. You are tapping into the flow of that day. You're tapping into your body. You're listening to where your body's at. You're listening to what's needed. Okay, you're putting it into action, you're opening the way, and then you're going into that flow as you enter your day with all of your intentions, with all of that fullness that you nurtured so you could start off your day, really coming into your life with that energy. It all takes energy. Transformation takes energy. You don't have any energy, you're going to find it very hard to get anything moving in your life, right? So you're able to face the day with that energy, and it will carry you through. And you'll find as you enter Panchakarma, there's this thing. It's kind of an initiation of sorts. As you enter Panchakarma, all right, we're getting into it now. You're going to find that life all around you starts talking to you more. And what it really is that you're building such an acute awareness. It's that you actually hear. You're able to hear what life is communicating to you. You're getting back in touch with life again. And I think this is like so essential for where we're at right now with everything we've all been dealing with for the past couple of years. We're getting back to life again. And life is different now, and there's a lot to integrate, and there's a lot of shifts happening, but we're going to ride this wave of change together. And that wave motion, in fact, it's funny because this is what a kapha pulse feels like, a healthy kapha pulse feels like. Under the fingertips, and it's that like swan dive. It's that swan dive. It's just so graceful, okay? And that's what we're looking to build this week. We're moving into this kapha flow, and we're getting Agni, the fire really ignited so we can enter that liquid fire state, So just have this kind of like as a little visual of what you're nurturing in your body, this liquid fire flow, okay? And it's all for purifying all of your tissues, all of your organs, all of your emotions, all of your stuck thought patterns, you know, cleansing out that karma, you know, the effects of your actions, the effects of the actions of others that you've kind of chosen to take on and hold in your energy body. You know, it's going to be a beautifully freeing experience for you. So, main thing we got with this 10-day period is we are really going to work the lymph. You just started to touch into that, okay? You were getting to know your body the last 10 days. You were getting to learn where you were stuck, where you need, you know, to kind of dissolve some tension in your body. Now you're actually going to get in there and you're going to do the work with great focus, okay? So whatever you set up as your morning dinacharya now, okay, is going to include the free movement. All right. If you haven't watched that video yet, watch that video. It outlines everything, explains everything, lets you know how to structure it. This is going to be your opportunity in the morning to start your day out with getting a sweat on. That svedana is so important for purifying the tissues, getting your sweat going, okay? And sweating your prayers, setting your intention for the day, you know, sweating out those blocks, you know, releasing the frustration or any sense of limitation you have, calling in through your movement, you know, this 30 minutes of movement to music that, you know, inspires you, you know, really lifts you up, gets you ready to move into your day. And you don't have to dance the whole time, but offer up a dance, whatever that dance looks like for you, however your body wants to move, and incorporate stretches and incorporate yoga and incorporate, you know, whatever your body feels like that day. It's never going to be the same thing. And please take a break from the other exercise that you normally do if you're on a structured routine. This is about getting out of your head, getting out of the borders you put around yourself, and really getting into the experience of your body so you can really establish this intuitive link with your body. You can hear what your body is needing and you can meet those needs and work in partnership with your body so much, especially in the West. You know, we're at war with our bodies. This is about really coming into this place of deep listening, deep respect, deep honoring for the body, and responding to its needs by tapping into that communication. The best way to tap into that communication is to get embodied. So this is your opportunity to do that, okay? So you're going to make sure that you're doing this free movement half an hour in the morning. That may mean you need to get up a half an hour earlier if you only set yourself up so much time in the morning, because you want to make sure that you're also scraping your tongue, you know, in the morning. Again, if you don't have a tongue scraper, you can use the edge of a spoon, like we found, you know, workarounds for, you know, the gua sha. There's workarounds for a tongue scraper too, you know, just use the edge of a spoon and you can scrape your tongue, all right? It works just as well. It gets the alma out. It also gets, you know, the digestion stimulated. You've got all those points on your tongue, just like you got all the reflexology points on your feet, okay? So it's all beneficial. It's just very important to scrape the tongue at the start of the day. If you have a neti pot, use your neti pot. Okay, let's do neti every day for these 10 days if you have a neti pot. If you don't have a neti pot, that's okay, you know, but if you have it and you know how to use it and you're comfortable with it, work with it. I will be doing a video where I will be sharing a special neti pot you can do down the road, okay, as we travel further into these 10 days, but this is kind of just an FYI for those of you who do have a neti pot and do know how to use it. You're also going to want to, you know, incorporate both gua sha and salt scrubs into these next 10 days. And every single day for the next 10 days, you should either be doing gua sha or salt scrubs. And if you really want to go to town, you can do both, okay? But do try to give yourself a break from doing the salt scrubs. Like, do salt scrubs every other day, but you absolutely can pair the two up you will really feel worked over if you do that. I also want to encourage you to include baths. If you have the ability to take a bath, I encourage you to take baths, to add mineral salts. And one sweat bath that you can do is to take a tablespoon of powdered ginger and you put it in the tub and you soak with that, okay? You get out of the tub. This is probably would be better for more of a nighttime wind down cleansing detox, or you could do it on your self-care Sunday because once you get out of that bath, okay, you just soak for about 20 minutes, really simple bath, just a tablespoon of powdered ginger. You're going to want to get yourself nice and bundled up, okay, and you're going to lay there and sweat it out. It builds the internal Agni and it will detoxify you. You will get sweating. So that's for those of you that don't have access to a sauna or a steam room. If you do, use those, okay? It's so important to get that movement coming in the morning. Get your tongue scraped, do neti pot if you got it. Watch the gua sha little routine that I shot a video for. You can incorporate that too daily just to open up the upper channels and those main lymph drainage channels, okay? All that warrior lymph from the suboccipitals down through the sides of the neck. It's so valuable, okay? And remember, you're steering clear of dairy, sugar, and white flour for these 10 days. Everything else goes. Make sure it's whole food, you know, don't do a lot of processed food, anything like that, okay? But if you got a really busy schedule and you need to rely on some organic prepackaged foods, that's okay. Let it greet you with where you're at. The main thing is you need to stay clear from the white stuff because that's what will clog the detoxification pathways, all right? So this is where we're starting, all right? We already covered a lot of other things in the other videos. You already got some of these pieces going, but I just wanted you to know really what you need to be prepared for. So if you need to give yourself some extra time with your morning dinacharya so you can get up early and do that free movement, by all means do that. And if you need to do it in the evening sometimes, that's okay too. But it really would be more ideal if you can get it in the morning and get yourself off, you know, to that kind of start where you're really generating the energy for your day. All right. So this is pretty much what I got for you right now. Please do tune in to that Weird Way reading that I'm going to be putting up later. I will be putting it up later tonight. So it'll be there waiting for you tomorrow if you're not a night owl like me. Okay. And it'll be there to greet you. Your first day of Panchakarma. I think you'll get a lot out of it. There's so much that came in with this download, and it is our guiding totem as we move through this experience. So really excited to share this with you. I'm going to be getting up early tomorrow. So I will also be up earlier to greet you with a video to get us started on this next 10-day cycle, and blessings as we open this up. All right. I'm really excited to join in on this with you, and please, continue to share. I love talking to you about what you're experiencing and just connecting around, us all supporting each other doing this transformation work. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening.